I think we can start. So uh, what we are going to do is we are going to post this video as well, apart from the live, so that all the people can listen to what we discuss. It's more of a discussion than me telling you my opinion. So I guess a lot of people already saw my video, and I got a lot of DMs about. Obviously, there were people who agreed with me and people who had different arguments, and I appreciate that. That is the whole purpose of having this discussion, so that people can benefit from different perspective. Um I have my reasons to support what I mentioned in the video, and we will be going to discuss that soon. If we have time, we will also I will also let you know what arguments I got, which is very valid arguments, and why I think um I believe you should do what I said, right? But again, it's an opinion, so let's have a more of a discussion. Um, I I have Amir, one of my buddies from Mumbai, who will join the live video as well as an interactive session. He's a great guy. I know him since I was in Mumbai, and he and his wife are very power packed, I would say. They are very inspirational. Um, they applied for PR as well, but unfortunately, COVID came along and they had their own plans. So how they cope up with it, what they did in the meantime, we would like to know their perspective as well on why what they decided and why they decided it. Uh, Amir, as far as I know, he has done some studies in London, very qualified. He's running his own business as well in India right now. Nausheen, his wife, is a dentist back home in India, and she also has a very good business. So they are a nice couple. We will listen to what Amir has to say, and then maybe continue the discussion. Well, again, as I said, we will post this video also, so that people who haven't joined can also listen to it later on. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if I know how to, if I've invited Amir already. Amir, you there? I don't know how to accept the invite. Let's see. Hmm. All right, I don't know. So, Amir, can you join whenever you are ready? And maybe just go over, introduce yourself, and tell everybody what's been going on with you, right? Oh, you got to send me one. I think I already sent you. Uh, how do I send it? I need to ask an expert. Can anybody tell me how to send an invite for a person to join the live? Zara, you there on the call? Can you tell me? Turn off pages, turn off request to go live, share to re. What is re? Yeah, I already invited Amir. Maybe Amir, maybe it should be there in your inbox or something. I already invited you. Okay, invite. Okay. I got something. Add Amir Parak to your live video. Yeah, please go live. Okay, I sent it. Here you go. Hey man, what's up?
Hi Anis, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So here's the Smarty for you, Amir Parak. from Mumbai. I mean, we don't. I think it's depending on the time. We might not have too many people live, but we'll post this video
Yeah,
as well.
obviously you can
Yeah,
keep it offline as well.
sure. Go ahead, man. Over to you.
Okay, so hi guys, I am Amir. I'm from Bombay, and I am a marketing person. Basically, I've done my MBA from London, Coventry University, London campus, back in 2013, and then I started off working in an IT firm as a marketing manager, and it's been almost around like six to 7 years that I'm into marketing. And yeah, me and my wife planned to actually move to Canada. Initially I thought I would just go and do a course, maybe like a diploma course, to actually get into Canada and then like get a work permit and then apply for a permanent residence. But I thought that's going to be a long pathway. It would be much better if I actually apply for express entry directly. So I think so in uh, March, not March, Feb Feb 2019, we actually thought of uh, starting to apply for, like we started basically researching about how express entry works and everything. And then obviously we met Anis and Zara, and we got to know that they even actually applied for it and they are actually into a process. So even I thought that I should opt for express entry, and we started with our process right after that. And in March 2019, I've actually written and noted down everything with me. So we created a profile in March 2019. I'm too bad with dates, so I had to jot it down.
I second it,
Uh,
brother.
Apart from like remembering Nosheen's birthday and our anniversary, I can't remember any other
You got to
dates.
remember that, man.
Okay, so get back to it. In March 2019, I created my profile under Express Entry, and we submitted our documents. We entered our details and everything, and got our ITA on the 10th of June. Yeah, 10th of June 2019. And then right after that, a month later, we actually submitted all our documents, and that was around in July 2019, and we got a passport submission request on 16th Jan 2020. Back with the stamped visa stamped and along with the COPR on 23rd Jan 2020. And since we actually gave medical exams quite early, so we just got a visa for 6 months, valid for 6 months, which was 26 June 2020. So that was a bigger challenge for me, because I thought that we would actually plan to go in the month of June, or maybe in the month of May, but we eventually ended up booking our tickets for 10th of June 2020, like this year. And then all of a sudden, like in March, this COVID
Yes.
happened, and we thought that it's gonna last for a week or a month or maybe few months, but it extended up till not, you can't even you can't even compare any other country like with India, basically how worse it got here. We are on number two now at the moment, after the US. So yeah, it was very challenging for us. We were stuck here. I had left my job in in the month of October 2019, and I started off helping one of my friend who's into a fisheries business, and started helping him out in his marketing initiatives and everything. And even that business was it was completely stopped because of COVID. And yeah, so basically I was jobless from March 2020 till date.
So, what are you doing now, Amir, to just balance that. You need to maintain your sanity.
Yeah, obviously. So what I am doing at the moment is like, always as a side hustle. I always used to design stuff for like, companies, for startups and everything. Like, for their branding initiatives, I used to make logos and all sort of marketing materials for them. So uh, I used to do that earlier as well, but I never had a page or anything. And Noshin kept telling me that you should have your own page wherein you can even like exhibit what you're actually doing into like the marketing and the digital space. So I started posting and started getting like a lot of queries and started doing a lot of work for different brands and started helping them for all their marketing initiatives. So
Mm.
everything related to digital and then print media and everything else.
Yeah, and
And
all of it
apart
sort of
from,
helps actually in
sorry.
Canada. It will all help in Canada as well.
Yeah,
It,
obviously that will help forever for us
yeah,
as well and for helping others as well.
right.
And as a business perspective, it's a good thing.
So one question, Amir. You said
Hmm.
you got your PR approved January 2020.
Yeah.
So what was the thought at that time? Why didn't you decide to move now? I mean, then and there, and waited. What was the
Okay.
reason?
Okay.
Although
So
although I
basically,
although I might know the reason, but I just want you to share
yeah,
your
obviously
perspective.
for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened is my uncle stays in Canada. He
Mm-hmm.
stays in Markham, Toronto. So basically, initially I have plans to move out and stay with him. And he was actually out of country. He was not in Canada at that point of time when I got my visa stamp, and there were other few reasons as well. So he asked me like you should actually enjoy Ramadan here in Bombay,
Mm-hmm.
because he told me like in Canada it's not going to be at all like what you guys have in have in Bombay, and you should actually enjoy that and spend time there, and then you should plan to come. So
Yeah.
I just considered that and I thought, okay, it's a good suggestion. And I took that and yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Maybe
So rather
maybe.
than like, just enjoying the Ramadan, I'm actually enjoying the long period at the moment.
So what is the current status of your PR?
Okay, so right after like, the flight started off, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously my COPR was expired. So as per IRCC rules, you have to notify them earlier before your visa expires. That you have to notify them stating that you won't be able to travel because
Mm.
of the COVID reasons. Because there is no flights and everything, you have to mention them via web form. So I did
Okay.
that first, and right after 2 months, which was like 2 months back, I got back to them stating that now I'm able to fly, and I basically asked them for an extension of my visa and the expired COPR. So that's on. I even tried contacting them again, like a couple of weeks back, and they sent me a same email stating that the the application is still in the process and we'll get back to you. So
Okay.
I think it's because of the workload that they have throughout the time that during the COVID. So that's a big challenge now at the moment. So I'm
And
just
and are you
waiting
are,
for it.
okay? So are you? What is the expected time period? Like 6 months now, or for everything? I heard
See
there's a
that there's no
fingerprint issue that is also going on right now. For
they have not mentioned a timeline, like how much time it would take. For few people I've heard they have actually got the extension, which is like for 2 months. They give an
Okay.
extension for 2 months, and you can
Okay.
fly like within that particular time frame. But as soon as I'm gonna get it, I'm just planning to just fly within a week or two as soon as I get that document.
Yeah. This time you wouldn't wait for anything, right?
Obviously,
So, while you are there, while you are in India, are you looking for job prospects in Canada? What you're doing in the meantime?
See, at the moment I have not, although I
Mhm.
should actually. But I believe like even if I apply for jobs, And for argument's sake, like if I get a request of, like, getting on to an interview, or maybe if
Okay.
they ask me to come to their office, or maybe something like that, so that's going to be a
Right.
challenge for me that time.
Mm. Mm.
And it would be much better if I am physically out there. And I'm
Okay.
not even sure that whether I'm just going to go straight and start working or start finding jobs. I might even take up a course into
Okay.
digital marketing, so that I get more employable, basically. Because
Right.
if you have the education from Canada itself, it's much better to get more employable, I feel.
True. True. So this is Amir. This is one of the argument I received on my video. Uh,
Okay.
on similar lines. So and it's very subjective actually.
Mm-hmm.
So people do think that it's of no use to apply for jobs sitting in India. Some people
Okay.
think like that, but it's not actually
Mm-hmm.
true. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, what happens is when you're sitting in India waiting for the PR. In fact, I'll give you my experience, right? So as
Mm-hmm.
soon as I applied for PR, when I got the ITA and I applied for
Uh-huh.
PR, I started looking for jobs, reaching out to hiring managers, recruiters, and so on and so forth. What I did do, which I actually learned from some people, is I updated whenever I used to send a request to a recruiter or a hiring manager. I used to tell them the approximate date of my landing, right?
Exactly.
So, for example, I am landing, let's say we landed here in September. So at that time,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the exact date, but I used to say, oh, I'll be in Canada around August, September time frame. In my cover letter, I
Mm-hmm.
used to mention that I'll have my
Okay.
PR and I'll be there. Now, if you have any openings or any job prospects during that time, do consider my profile. And one
Okay.
more other thing that I did is we were supposed to land to our relative's house for a couple of days. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we decided. So we actually, when we landed here, we were there at our relative's house for the weekend, actually,
Okay.
and then we moved to an Airbnb, right? So
Okay.
we knew the address that we are going to land at, and we're going to stay. So what I did is I updated my resume with that address so that
Okay.
recruiters can actually see, oh, it's a Canadian address, and they reach out. Now, one
Okay.
of the advantage of COVID that I will tell you is if you are applying for a job sitting there, or you're reaching out to the recruiters or hiring managers.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is that you know the date that you will be actually landing there.
Exactly.
Approximately, right? You will be
Hmm.
landing in March, February, or whatever. The second thing is when if they're interested, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Most of the interviews right now are happening online because of
Mm-hmm.
COVID. Nobody is actually inviting the candidates to their offices. It's all
Yeah.
happening over WebEx, Skype, Zoom, etc., etc. So
Yeah.
you have a very better chance sitting in the home country, giving that interview, and actually explaining, because here people are very accepting of the fact that it's COVID. They are
Mm-hmm.
very accepting of the fact that you could be anywhere, because
Yeah.
every company knows that Canada is inviting immigrants, right? So
Exactly.
they know that they are tapping into a fresh pool of candidates or employees.
Candidates. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a very good thing. So what I would recommend is you still, aggressively apply for it. Reach out to the
Mm-hmm.
recruiters.
Okay.
I have a way. I have figured out a way in which I did. I applied for jobs while I was in India, and before
Mm-hmm.
landing in Canada, I had two job interviews set. I had two telephonic interviews while I was in India, and that was not
Mm-hmm.
even COVID time, right? It was actually
Okay.
a
Yeah.
regular time.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So I have some tips about that I'll make the video soon. But this is one of the argument that I got on my video, saying that, oh well, is it a good idea to actually move here, move to Canada as soon as
Mm-hmm.
possible, and actually spend so much money
Mm-hmm.
versus stay back home, look for jobs, and then once you have job prospects, then move, right? Well,
Okay.
again, it's very argumentative, right? Like
Yeah. Exactly.
it is right that people are concerned that, if I move there, I'll burn a lot of money. That is
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
But then
That's.
again, the other point is that if you do not move here, um, well, if you move here, you are very much more serious about it, serious about looking for jobs.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
to be very frank, if you compare yourself sitting in India versus a candidate who is in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
even if that candidate has lower skill set than you or lower experience than you,
Yeah,
the company will prefer him more over you because he's local, right?
exactly.
So there's always an edge for you to be in Canada locally here versus you being in
That's right.
country. So that is why I recommended that if you have the PR, not during this period because it's holiday season, but
Mm-hmm.
whenever you have PR, just plan to move as soon as possible.
Right.
With the assumption that you have been applying and looking for jobs while you were there when your PR was in process, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that is one of the major arguments I received, that we don't agree with you, and it's completely fine. You don't have to agree with
Yeah,
me.
exactly. It
Completely
depends on
understand.
person to person and their situation as well, how they are
Yeah.
dealing with.
That is also, if you think, this is one of the points where Canada wants you to have that money in your account, right? When you are applying for PR, because they
Exactly.
are assuming that you have money for 6 months after you land here. So they are assuming for 6 months after you land here, you do not have any job. So can
Yeah,
you actually support yourself? So that is the
exactly.
assumption that Canada is having as well. So that is one thing. That is the major point where people think that it is not a wise option to apply for jobs when you are not in Canada. Well, that's not true. Uh,
Yeah,
eh,
that's right.
I have one friend who recently moved to Canada
Mm-hmm.
15 days ago, actually,
Okay.
and he's from India. I don't suppose that he has any international degrees, but then
Mm-hmm.
before he landed here, he had two job offers.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? We all might not be that lucky, but have
Yeah.
that backup available anyways.
Even I know a
So
few people who have actually applied for jobs, got got the job actually, and like got the job offer, and that's how they have applied for PR, right? A
yeah,
lot of people have done that.
yeah. So
So yeah,
that is
obviously,
yeah, that is when you have a company that you're working who is an MNC,
yeah,
and then they agree
and then
to
you transfer it there,
yeah,
right?
they agree to transfer you, and then you apply for PR. That has happened for one of my friend as well.
Yeah.
So act fast, because you never know when the airports are going to close again, or when it's going
Yeah.
to be a new phase of pandemic. So currently the situation in Ontario is it's really red alert.
Mm-hmm.
So we are on the verge of going into a second complete lockdown. We might.
Yeah. I've been
We are
following up with
reaching,
the news. Yeah.
yeah, we are reaching almost 6,000 cases a day almost. Uh,
It's getting worse than the earlier, like the
earlier
phase.
part,
Yeah.
earlier phase. So once the flights cancel again, and then we all are stuck again. So that the things, right? So when is your expected around the time range? When are
See,
you?
since they have not mentioned any sort of time frame in the email as well,
Hmm,
and as far as I have researched, there's no timeline when they're gonna revert back to me.
okay.
So I assume that maybe after Christmas,
Yeah.
or maybe in mid of Jan
Hmm,
2021. I think that would be the time when I might receive my extension.
okay.
And the same
Let's
month
hope.
I'm gonna, and whenever I get it, yeah, obviously, let's hope. And like whenever I'm gonna get my extension, I would start prepping and just gonna leave right after a week after that.
So after you land here, are you still planning to live with your relative for some time?
Yeah, yeah, I'm planning to live with them initially,
Hmm.
and let's see what works out in my way.
Yeah, yeah, okay. That's always a good
Yeah,
idea.
I'm
It's
I'm
always
a
to have
person who never plans a lot. Obviously,
yeah.
I do plan something,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
you should not plan throughout. Like whatever you're gonna do. What if like things change? You
Yeah,
never
of
know.
course. Yeah.
So you should keep your plans open.
Yes, definitely. And it's a very good, it's a really helpful if you have someone here. Uh,
Yeah, that's That's a lot of help actually.
Yeah. So
For
yeah, so
people
that,
who
that
come down and then spend a lot of money, like how you had an argument with someone stating that that you coming there and staying and paying on rent and not getting jobs and then wasting that money onto your rent. Obviously, if someone for me it's easier, right? For me,
mm,
there's my uncle out there, and then I'm gonna save a lot of money for the rental and everything.
mm,
So it's going to be more feasible for me to come right away. And
yes,
for others, they might think that I'll have to pay rent for like 3-4 months and then
exactly.
get a job, or maybe a couple of months and then get a job. So it differs from person to person. There might be
Yeah.
someone who's pretty loaded and he doesn't care about money, so he can come down, stay there for 2 years, and then later on look out for a job, right?
Correct. It's very
It,
circumstantial, as I said. So
yeah, it all depends on person.
I really appreciated all the responses that I got in the DMs, because everybody has
Hmm.
different perspective, and it was really nice to know the other part of the
Yeah,
story, right? What
yeah,
people are thinking. But then
mhm,
again, the good thing about one thing that I wanted to mention is the good thing about Canada PR is that you're not restricted to the job, to find a job in the field that you have actually studied in.
exactly,
You
exactly.
can actually, so you can actually get by doing odd jobs, but I wouldn't promote that, because
Hmm.
the reason you're coming to Canada is, you want to have that ideal job that you're looking for, and maybe
Yeah,
to find that ideal job you might take 6 months, but then in the meantime
exactly.
you can actually get by doing odd jobs, like working here, grocery stores, Tim Hortons. Nobody will judge you,
Exactly.
nobody will say anything to you.
Obviously, no one judges over there. It's just people are judgmental here in India. If you work in McDonald's, everyone would be like, "Oh my God, you're working in McDonald's."
Yeah, that's
But
right.
if you work out there in McDonald's or anything, it doesn't make any difference.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's very appreciative. But anyways,
Exactly.
this is good to know your perspective also. And
Exactly.
again, I think I'll share this video as well. If you can share it
Hmm.
forward, that would be great.
Sure, I
And
would do that.
we'll have more sessions like this until you come here, and then we'll do a live together maybe.
Sure, sure, buddy.
All right. Okay. Is there any other thing that you can think of, Amir, to discuss on this topic? That something that we might have missed, or anybody on the live? I see only 4 people, but anybody anybody on the live want to share any topic regarding this subject of moving?
Um, there were a lot of people who joined from my side too, and they all left.
Yeah, you don't want it to be repetitive. So, anyways, so yeah, let's conclude then.
Okay.
It was nice connecting with you, Amir.
Likewise, buddy.
Yeah, I actually believe I haven't even spoken to you like this, after
Yeah,
we
exactly.
never actually. We just met
Yeah,
face to face and then chatting all the time. Yeah.
exactly.
Anyways, I think it's late over there. I think you're a night owl, but still good night.
Yeah, buddy. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
And nice
Bye bye.
connecting with you. I might do a lot of more lives in future because I think now I got a little like comfortable doing this.
Yeah, this is my first live as well, so
Yeah,
we both are on the same boat. Anyways, give
exactly.
regards to Nosheen. Assalamu
Yeah.
alaikum.
Walaikum
Bye.
salam. Bye. Take care, buddy.
Bye bye.